Hello everyone and welcome back to my food channel. Today, I'm sharing a classic, crowd-pleasing dish that both adults and kids love, salt and pepper shrimp. When prepared correctly, the shells are wonderfully crispy and aromatic, while the meat inside remains firm, tender, and springy. Coated in that signature blend of savory salt and tongue-tingling pepper, even the shells become increasingly flavorful as you chew. It's a perfect dish for a family meal, entertaining guests, or enjoying with a drink, and it always disappears from the plate in no time. Shrimp is a high-protein, low-fat ingredient rich in calcium. It's easy to digest and absorb, making it both delicious and nutritious. Many people find that making this at home results in shrimp that are either too greasy from deep frying or lack flavor and taste fishy. Today, I'll walk you through everything from selecting fresh shrimp to easily deveining them, showing you how to make a fragrant, home-style version using less oil, a recipe even kitchen beginners can master on the first try. For this dish, it's best to choose saltwater shrimp. Fresh, live shrimp offer the best texture, but if live ones aren't available, high-quality chilled, fresh frozen, saltwater shrimp work perfectly well too. Picking live shrimp is simple. Look for ones that swim vigorously and react quickly. The shells should be translucent with a natural sheen, the heads firmly attached to the bodies, and the eyes dark and clear. These are signs of excellent freshness. If you're buying chilled shrimp, keep these 3 standards in mind to avoid disappointment. First, check the color. The body should be a natural blue-gray, the head shouldn't be black or reddish, and the shell should have a translucent luster. Second, check the texture. Press gently on the body. It should feel firm and springy, bouncing back immediately, with the shell clinging tightly to the meat. Third, smell it. There should only be a faint scent of the sea, with no sour or foul odors. Shrimp meeting these criteria are fresh enough for a great dish. Once you've selected your shrimp, rinse off any surface debris or dirt under running water. Then, prepare a bowl of room temperature water. Stir in a spoonful of salt and let the shrimp soak for 3 to 5 minutes. Soaking shrimp in salt water offers several benefits. First, it uses osmosis to draw out grit and impurities from within, ensuring a more thorough cleaning. Second, the salt water removes the slimy coating from the shells and provides a mild antibacterial effect, making the shrimp safer to eat. And third, it imparts a subtle base flavor while reducing any strong, fishy odor, resulting in shrimp meat that is firmer and more tender. After the initial rinse, the next step is to remove the shrimp vein. Many people are unsure exactly what this vein is. In reality, it is the dark, thin line running along the shrimp's back, part of its digestive tract, containing undigested food residue, grit, and metabolic waste. When preparing salt and pepper shrimp, we typically eat the shells along with the meat. If the vein isn't removed, it creates a gritty, unpleasant mouthfeel and imparts a faint, bitter, fishy taste that detracts from the dish's savory flavor profile. Furthermore, leaving it in is simply not hygienic. Therefore, this step is essential. Proper cleaning ensures the dish is both delicious and safe to enjoy. Now, let's remove the vein. The method is incredibly simple, no toothpick required. You can do it easily with just your hands. Pick up a washed shrimp and locate the joint connecting the head to the body. Instead of snapping the head off completely, simply press it gently downward. This exposes a thin, dark line at the connection point, the digestive tract. Pinch this vein with your fingers and pull slowly to extract the entire strand in one piece. As you pull out the vein, give the shrimp head a gentle squeeze to expel any remaining food residue and metabolic waste. This step eliminates the primary source of the fishy odor, ensuring the cleaned shrimp are completely free of bitter or fishy tastes and are more hygienic. Once the vein is removed, you can peel the shell. Start at the second segment of the body, gently lift the shell, and pull it apart toward the sides to easily remove the entire ring of shell. You can leave the tail segment attached for a more attractive presentation, or peel it off completely. Either way works fine. There are several advantages to peeling the shrimp before making salt and pepper shrimp. First, the seasoning can make direct contact with the meat, ensuring it is thoroughly marinated and flavorful, avoiding the issue where the shell is tasty but the meat itself is bland. Second, It eliminates the need to peel them while eating, making it convenient for everyone, including the elderly and children, to pop them right into their mouths without worrying about sharp shells. And third, when frying with minimal oil, the peeled shrimp develop a slightly charred, crispy surface more quickly, allowing them to better absorb the salt and pepper seasoning for more satisfying flavor. Simple. Once the shrimp are fully cleaned, drain off any excess surface moisture and place them on a clean plate. Next, prepare the marinade ingredients, all common pantry staples: salt, cornstarch, white pepper powder, salt and pepper seasoning, light soy sauce, and oyster sauce. Also, slice a few pieces of ginger to help neutralize any fishy odor. Each ingredient plays a specific role. The right combination is key to creating salt and pepper shrimp that are crispy on the outside, tender on the inside, and packed with savory, salty flavor. Let's start with the basics for removing fishy odors and establishing a flavor base. Ginger slices are essential when marinating fresh shrimp. Shrimp naturally have a faint oceanic, fishy scent. Adding a few slices of ginger during marination gently neutralizes this odor while imparting a subtle, fresh fragrance that allows the shrimp's natural sweetness to shine through more purely. Salt provides the foundational seasoning. Just a small amount is needed to give the meat a light, salty base. Without this, relying solely on the surface seasoning would leave the interior meat bland and lacking in flavor complexity. Next are the ingredients that boost aroma and umami. White pepper powder helps eliminate fishy odors while enhancing aroma and flavor. Its spiciness is mild and gentle, so it doesn't overpower the shrimp's natural sweetness. Instead, it further suppresses any lingering oceanic scent, resulting in a richer, more mellow aroma for the entire dish. Light soy sauce is used to enhance umami and provide a subtle hint of color. Adding a little intensifies the shrimp's natural flavor and gives it a light, appetizing hue, preventing the fried shrimp from looking pale and unappealing. Oyster sauce serves to boost umami and retain moisture, ensuring the shrimp remains tender rather than tough or dry, while also adding a slight stickiness that helps the starch and seasonings adhere to the shrimp so they don't fall off during cooking. Next comes the dish's signature seasoning: salt and Sichuan pepper powder. This blend offers a unique profile: salty, aromatic, and slightly numbing. Adding a bit to the marinade allows the numbing, aromatic notes to gradually permeate the shrimp, ensuring the flavor isn't just on the surface, but deep within. The more you chew, the richer and more delicious it tastes. Finally, let's focus on cornstarch, a crucial ingredient for the texture. We evenly dust the shrimp with cornstarch, so each piece is coated in a thin layer. During frying, this starch layer quickly sets to form a crispy crust. The exterior is delightfully crunchy and savory, while the interior retains its moisture, keeping the shrimp tender and springy rather than tough or dry from overcooking. The coating also ensures the seasonings cling firmly to the shrimp, delivering a burst of salt and pepper flavor in every bite and significantly elevating the overall taste. Marinating the shrimp for 5 minutes is sufficient. Now we're ready to fry. Before frying, there is a crucial step: seasoning the pan, coating it with a thin layer of oil. Longtime viewers have likely heard me mention this many times. Doing this properly prevents sticking, greatly increases your chances of success, and saves oil. The method is simple. First, use high heat to completely evaporate any residual moisture in the pan. Once no water droplets remain, pour in cooking oil and continue heating over high heat. When the oil begins to smoke slightly, reduce the heat to low and continue heating briefly. As the smoke increases, turn off the heat entirely and let the pan sit undisturbed for about a minute. As the oil temperature drops slightly, a uniform film of oil will form on the pan surface. You can then cook over low heat, whether frying shrimp or meat, without the food sticking to the bottom. Even beginners can easily fry shrimp so they remain intact and look appealing. Plus, since you don't need much oil, the finished dish is less greasy and healthier to eat. After marinating the shrimp, it is the perfect time to add 2 key aromatics we initially set aside. Doing so now saves time without compromising flavor. Take a piece of ginger and slice it thinly, then peel a few cloves of fresh garlic. Smash them first, then mince finely. Combine the ginger slices and minced garlic, and add the mixture directly to the plate of shrimp. Adding these ingredients serves a specific purpose. The ginger neutralizes the shrimp's fishy odor, while the garlic enhances the aroma and flavor. Adding them at this stage ensures the garlic's fragrance isn't lost during marination, resulting in a richer, fresher aroma when fried. After adding the ginger and garlic, thoroughly mix the shrimp by hand. This serves two purposes. First, it allows the flavors of the ginger and garlic to fully meld with the shrimp. Second, since the shrimp have been marinating for a few minutes, the starch may have settled at the bottom of the plate. Remixing ensures every shrimp is evenly recoated with the starch and seasonings, guaranteeing a uniform, crispy texture when fried, preventing issues like thick, doughy patches of starch or bland spots where the coating is missing. Once the shrimp are mixed, the pan should be well seasoned and ready. Keep the heat low throughout the process, allowing the oil temperature to rise gradually without using high heat. Take a look at the seasoned pan. The walls are coated in a uniform film of oil that repels water droplets completely. Frying in this condition guarantees nothing will stick, ensuring success even for beginners. Next, carefully add the marinated shrimp one by one along the edge of the pan. Do not dump them all in at once. If you do, the oil temperature will drop too rapidly, causing the shrimp to release moisture and preventing a crispy crust from forming. Try to spread the shrimp out as you add them, leaving a little space between each one rather than piling them up. Crowding causes uneven heating. Some might become crispy while others remain soggy in the juices without setting properly. Once all the shrimp are in the pan, remember, don't rush to flip them with a spatula. Just let them cook undisturbed over low heat. Many people stir the shrimp around immediately after adding them, which causes the starch coating to fall off and the meat to break apart. It also makes them prone to sticking to the bottom. You need to wait for the bottom to set and the starch coating to crisp up and harden before flipping. This ensures they won't break and preserves that crispy crust. That doesn't mean you ignore them completely while frying. Every 30 or 40 seconds, use your spatula to gently nudge the shrimp and slide it along the bottom of the pan. This prevents any single spot on the shrimp from staying in constant contact with the pan. Even on low heat, prolonged contact can cause the bottom to burn and turn bitter. By this point, you should smell a delicious aroma wafting up, a blend of garlic and the fresh scent of shrimp, growing richer as they cook. Keep frying slowly over low heat. There's no need to rush. How do you know when to flip them? Look at the exposed side edges of the shrimp. When they start turning slightly yellow and the shrimp slide easily across the pan without sticking, it means the bottom has set and a crispy crust is formed. Now you can flip the shrimp over one by one. Be gentle so you don't knock off the crispy crust that has just formed. Once flipped, you'll see a beautiful golden yellow bottom with a thin, crispy shell. That's exactly the right stage. A quick tip here. Since the shrimp are coated in starch, using high heat without frequent stirring makes them prone to burning and turning bitter, which would ruin the dish's texture and flavor. So, keep the heat steady. Low heat throughout is all you need. After flipping them over, you don't need to wait as long as you did for the first side. You can flip them more frequently, about once a minute, to ensure even heating and coloring. Keep an eye on the color as they fry. If any piece starts darkening too quickly, lower the heat immediately or move that shrimp to a cooler spot near the edge of the pan. We're aiming for an even golden yellow hue, not a charred, burnt crust. Burning them would just waste the ingredients. Flip them back and forth 2 or 3 times like this to ensure every side is fried. The starch coating turns perfectly crispy and the shrimp meat cooks through. Look at the shrimp in the pan now. They've turned a uniform golden yellow. The starch coating is crispy and glistening with oil. It looks incredibly appetizing. Plus, since we used a well-seasoned pan and only a tiny amount of oil, you can see there's hardly any oil missing. The shrimp haven't absorbed much at all. It's far healthier than deep frying. It's not greasy, yet remains just as crispy and delicious. Perfectly safe and enjoyable for both the elderly and children. The kitchen is now filled with the aroma of salt and pepper seasoning and garlic. If you have kids at home, they've probably already run to the kitchen doorway, mouth-watering and waiting to eat. Fry for another 10 seconds or so to ensure they are cooked through and crispy on both sides. Then turn off the heat. Simply transfer the fried shrimp to a plate, and they're ready to serve. Take a bite, and you'll find the outside crispy, while the inside is tender and juicy. You get that savory, slightly numbing salt and pepper flavor combined with rich garlic notes. The more you chew, the better it tastes. It pairs perfectly with rice or serves as a great snack with drinks. It's a dish that always gets completely devoured. If you found this tutorial helpful for your cooking, please give it a like and share it with your family and friends. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future updates on home-style dishes. Feel free to let me know in the comments what kind of food you'd like to see next. I'll gradually work those requests into future videos. Thanks for watching.